Holy cow, I might actually make money on this stock. I never thought that would be the case, and this is also why whenever I talk about stocks, I always tell people I'm not a financial expert, I'm not a lawyer. Before you invest any of your money into something, or don't invest any of your money into something, consult with a financial expert, do your own research, all that jazz, although I'm still very dubious about the long-term profitability of the stock, as you probably figured out because of the title. But hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time here and you happen to really like this video, please do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification. We upload videos on a near daily basis, and you will want to be notified when those videos go up. So anyway, Uber stock has been on the rise. In fact, if you look at the month, it's been heading up. Heck, if you do the 5-year max, it's getting pretty close to the top. Now, I bought it, I think around this price. I think this is when I bought it, right here. So if it gets to here, I guess that means I've officially not lost any money on this thing. But this is a vanity stock. I didn't buy it to make money. If it does get to like $100, it'll be very tempting not to sell it, but I'm not going to buy any more, but who knows? I might actually luck out on this one. And apparently, Uber CEO has a plan to turn these billion-dollar losses into profits, and a lot of people say it's not crazy. It's absolutely not crazy. So here's the beginning of the article. Because Uber announced on Thursday that it lost $1.1 billion in the fourth quarter of last year, and as I said last quarter, this wasn't a surprise. After all, Uber lost $1 billion in the first quarter of 2019, a lot more than $1 billion in the second quarter, though most of it was one-time charges related to Uber's IPO, and $1.1 billion last quarter. And they've been losing over $1 billion every quarter for years. Interestingly, what I noticed personally, usually the stock gets hammered when they report losses like these, and yet this time the stock actually went up because CEO Dara Khosrowshahi says that the end is actually in sight. The company previously said it was aiming for profitability in 2021. In the Thursday conference call with investors, Khosrowshahi said that Uber was actually on track to turn a profit even earlier by the fourth quarter of this year. Now, here's the thing. People could be saying he could be talking out of his butt, frankly. And it's true. He might be talking out of his butt. Maybe they're not going to be profitable by the end of this year. But here's the thing. If he's not profitable by the end of this year, then he's going to have serious egg on his face and the investors will revolt. So when a CEO makes a promise like this, that usually gives investors a little bit of confidence to actually invest in it, because if the CEO says that and misses the mark, his job and his company potentially is on the line, because there will be a shareholder revolt. Now then, could Uber reach profitability so quickly after 10 years of quarterly losses? Uber management has always argued that the situation was temporary, that big losses were driving Uber's rapid growth and would turn to profits once Uber's growth leveled out. The argument has more merit than it might appear at first glance. Uber really does face a trade-off between growth and profitability. Until now, the company has leaned heavily on the growth side of the scale, regularly offering big discounts to attract customers. If it simply stops doing that, it will do wonders for Uber's cash flow. A good illustration of this point is the contrast between Uber's original rides business and its newer Uber Eats service. Rides grew just 20% adjusted for currency exchanges between quarter 4 2018 and quarter 4 2019, which is slow compared to Uber's early years, and slightly slower than last quarter. And at least on an EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization basis, the rides business is profitable. It earned $742 million in the last 3 months of 2019, more than last quarter's figure and a lot more than the $195 million Uber earned in the same quarter. And Uber Eats is still growing. So here's the thing. I get a lot of comments all the time, and I read them, and I probably should acknowledge them more when people say like they doubt that Uber is, not profitable. Here's the thing. Officially they're not, but yeah, they could be profitable. If they stopped some of these things, they would be very profitable. So I'll have to give you at least that one. But that begs a question, like, how long can Uber continue to lose money? And this is the part that should worry investors. But down here, one thing that's clear is that Uber is in no danger of running out of money. Uber says it has $11.3 billion in cash and short-term investments, enough to continue at its current burn rate for almost 3 years. So basically, Uber has almost 3 years to turn this around and become profitable. Will they be able to do it? I don't know. I'm fairly confident they won't. I don't think they can help themselves. They keep investing in technologies that are not ready and will not even be ready in time for them by the time they run out of cash. We're talking specifically about the self-driving vehicles. I mean, I can't imagine Uber staying as popular as it is when they start taking away the rider incentives, like they stop subsidizing the rides. Then what's the difference between Uber and a taxi? They're going to cost the same. And the taxi industry has been modernizing. They've been developing the apps. They're even incorporating surge pricing into their rides. Uber, Lyft, and the taxi industry are going to be very different. I don't think people are going to be using it every single day. And yeah, and then of course you factor in like the fact they don't have a whole lot more to grow, and AB5 is law of the land. If they don't overturn AB5 and more states start adopting AB5 style laws, then Uber's profitability could be, I think they make money under AB5, but it would certainly not be what they want to make. So I don't know. I'm going to lean towards, no, I don't think so. I think they will eventually go under. That's one of the reasons that the channel has been changing with other topics on some days, because it's like, I don't think this company has a long future. But the investors, it should be noted, are confident. They are very confident. That said, investors are fickle as well. And one thing that happens, I'm not saying this is what's going to happen here, there's a lot of pump and dump. A lot of investors could be talking up, try to get the stock as much high as they can, and then dump the stock before anyone realizes there's nothing of value there. Not saying that's what's happening here, but you always have to play the stock market with a little bit of caution, as we're going to find out in my new Robinhood series premiering this week. But in the meantime, what do you folks think about this story? Do you think Uber can eventually become profitable? What do you think about them being able to run for 3 years unchecked, almost 3 years, because of how much money they have in investment and capital interest? I'd love to know. Comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe, and as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.